Hello book lovelies and welcome back to the Happy Little Book Nook. I'm Jen for those of you that are new. Hello, welcome. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Jen is back. What? Sorry guys, I'm so happy to be back with you. It has been forever and I feel like I say that on every single video that we film here, but it has been forever. There's just been so much going on and I'm trying to get better at organising my life and getting all my work things done because I've got so many different projects going on and just personal stuff and everything crazy, but I'm working on it. But I wanted to come back with a little story for you guys. So today we're going to talk about some writing stuff, so it's not necessarily book-ish, but it is if you're writing a book. And I know a lot of you that follow me are doing NaNoWriMo right now because it is July and you're doing camp. Some of you are just writing books, some of you are interested in writing books, so we're going to have a little bookish writing discussion. So the topic of today is one of my greatest fears as a writer, and I'm sure you guys can relate. If you can, definitely let me know down below or give this video a thumbs up. My biggest fear as a writer is not having another idea, which I know sounds really weird because every day you've got a million different ideas. If you go back to Alice in Wonderland, it was like, I think 6 crazy things at least by, breakfast time. Like, our minds are just these amazing things. But when you write a book, you're like, this is the best idea I've ever had. And you fall in love with these characters, and you fall in love with the story, and then you get to the end and you're like, well, what do I do now? And I think there's always that pressure for writers to figure out the next best story and to one-up your story that you just wrote and how are you going to do it better and all that kind of craziness. So one thing that I've done is kind of take a step back and say, okay, where do I get my ideas from? How do these things come? Because I've got multiple books I'm writing at the moment. Where did they come from? How am I constantly being inspired? And I wanted to share those tips with you guys. So as you're going through Camp NaNoWriMo, as you're writing your novels, whatever you're doing writing-wise, you'll hopefully find some inspiration if you've kind of hit a, mental block or writer's block or whatever. So one of the things for me with my inspiration, where my ideas come from, is usually just getting out of the house because I'm surrounded by all these amazing books and wonderful stories, but those stories have already been told and I want to tell something new and something different. So I'm going to tell you a little story in just a moment, and maybe it'll even inspire one of your stories. But getting out of the house definitely helps. For those of you that go to work or go to school, I know it can be kind of annoying and irritating, and it's definitely not something you want to do first thing in the morning. You're like, I want to write and I want to do fun things, not this. But there is a benefit to it. So my job that I do, my day job, is working with people. It's very public, and I hear so many stories every single day. So I'm constantly just meeting with new people. I work on an appointment-based system. So people are constantly coming up to me. It's the luck of the draw. You never know who you're going to get. You're constantly just like, okay, you were pretty simple and easy peasy. You are a little bit more interesting. And for whatever reason, even though we're not talking about personal things, people like to divulge their lives. And you tend to hear a lot of really interesting stories. So going to work can be very beneficial. Just by talking to coworkers, by talking to customers, depending on what you do, you can learn a lot and you can find a lot of good stories. The other thing you can do is, if you're out in a public place, go take a walk. Go walk around the mall. Go, walk around the grocery store. I love walking around and hearing people's cell phone conversations because you only get one side of it. But sometimes they're really weird. And you're kind of like, did I just hear what I think I heard? And I really don't know how all that fits into your conversation. So you get some weird stuff like that. So just being out helps. For instance, the story that I was going to share with you guys is my mum recently went in for surgery because she had a little minor stroke and had to get it all repaired. In fact, she's doing much better, guys. Thank you for your prayers and your thoughts. It means the world to us. So she went in for the surgery. And it's a very nerve-wracking thing because it's not a minor surgery. And my dad and I are sitting back there with her while she's prepping. And we're in this kind of prep room. I don't know what you'd call it. But there's multiple beds, kind of like an emergency room or, just a general care facility. And we're sitting there and, you know, we're going over the surgery with the doctors and some other people and whatnot. And then we were trying to talk to my mom and kind of comfort her. And we hear kind of a group of people coming in from this back area. So we look over. And my dad and I both kind of look at each other and we're like, interesting. There is a sheriff, an armed sheriff. He's got his gun and everything. And he's walking through, like, right next to the bed of somebody that just came out of surgery. And he's walking with him. And the nurse is like, or doctor is walking right there. I mean, it was kind of an intense scene. So we're like watching. And my mom, who's already nervous too, was like, what in the world? And my dad and I are like, hey, okay, what's going on here? So they walk in, they pass us, and as the bed that the person's on passes by, we see that his ankle is handcuffed to the railing of the hospital bed. And that sheriff would not leave his side for a second. Like, he was right there, right next to him, not going anywhere. Later in the day, when my mom was in recovery, my dad and I went to visit her. Sure enough, right diagonal to us, there's Mr. Sheriff standing there with his gun, watching this particular individual handcuffed to the bed. And I was like, sir, whatever you did, it must have been really bad. But it was kind of a weird thing. Like, you don't expect to see something like that. And instantly my brain was like, this could be a potential story. Or this could potentially fit into some of the stories that I'm currently writing right now. But I would have never even known that that kind of stuff happened if I hadn't just been out. And it's not that I want to spend time in hospitals, because I don't. But I'm just kind of getting to the point that inspiration is everywhere. And even after we saw that, my dad's like, hey, you know what? That'd probably be really good for a story. And I'm like, I'm like, I need to write. So, point is, never ever fear that you are going to never have another word to say. You're never going to have another great idea, another great story to tell, because you will. However, if you are stuck in your own little world and you're like me and you're an introvert and you like staying with your books and you like staying where it's cozy and wonderful, you're probably never going to find those ideas, or at least not very easy. So I encourage you today, tomorrow, this coming week, whatever it might be, just go out for a little bit. You don't have to interact with people. I know I personally am not a huge fan of that. Like I said, introvert. But it's fun just to listen. Like, I was just at the supermarket a little bit before filming this video, listening to people on their cell phones and listening. I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there, guys. A lot of ideas. And if you have, like, pen and paper with you in your bag or your phone, just notate it real quick. Keep a history of it, because it might not apply to anything right now, but it might someday. So use your experiences. Use life to create new ideas. But I hope this helps you guys. I hope it inspires you. I hope you enjoyed my kind of weird, wacky little story. I'm definitely going to be coming back to you guys with some more videos kind of talking about books and writing and just life stuff. I'm hoping to do some book reviews as well soon. So if you guys are interested in that, stay tuned. And I've also been thinking about maybe doing a bookshelf tour. We will see. But stay tuned, guys. I'm definitely trying to get back on track and coming back to you because I miss you so much. But I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're happy writing and happy reading. And I will see you guys soon. Until next time, guys, happy writing and happy reading, book lovelies.